know how Steppin with Marcus J. Thank you so much for staying with us. It's time for us to get through our rants and our closings. And as we always do, it's a staple here. Ain't no how Steppin with Marcus J. Live from the Den, the flagship show of Legacy Internet Radio. A staple is we always let the guest say his or her final words first. So that means Mr. Steven Sykes, Mr. LP. Please step up to the mic. What you got, my brother?
First of all, thank you for allowing me to come here. It was always a joy. Tomorrow on Live in Radio with me and Mr. Sincere, we may have a couple of special guests in. I need everybody to listen in and join in, spread the word. A couple of things. One is going to be my grandmother's birthday. We're all going to join in and sing happy birthday to my grandmother. She'll be turning 80 years old. Also, we have a little special for you. For the 40th person who listens in, who chimes in on the MixLR page or send a message through Facebook or our email liveinradio@gmail.com. For the 40th of our listener that gives us a shout out, you'll get a prize pack. I'm not going to tell you what that prize pack, but it'll be something useful that we can all do and use every day. It's not something cheap. It's something good. It's some money, some effort, some time was put into this, and I need all of you to join on in. So please listen out, spread the word, and Live in Radio Tuesday from 7 to 9.
You know how Steppin with Marcus J. Keeping it moving. We got my girl S.Y. Butler, always has a final word just like everyone else, so we're definitely glad to have it. What you got, girl?
Hey. I want to thank all the listeners. We love it. We need you to call in, give us your opinions, write them up, do good. I just want to remind everyone, again, it's breast cancer awareness month. Make sure that you're tested. Look for the link on the website for the postpartum depression. Just have a good time. We will see you back here next Monday. I love you, Mommy. Thank you for listening and hanging out with us last week. Thank my kids for listening, and kisses, Will. And Steven, what if I'm the 40th person?
That's a very good question. I think we're going to have to make you to be the 40th first person. I'll figure out something.
I don't want to be 41 if I'm 40.
Mm-hmm. We have to figure out.
And I don't want a pizza.
Since we're part of the company,
I don't want a pizza.
No, it's not. No, it's not pizza. I promise you.
Okay,
that.
no Litos.
No Litos. Nothing to do with Litos on this one.
All right.
It's something you're gonna be like,
We're not gonna be saying their name unless they saying, our name with a check.
They try to do it a little bit.
We have to talk about
I don't want no Italian food.
We have to talk about that offline.
Like Italian food.
How Steppin with Marcus J. As we always do at this time, we get a moment from your main man, Big Roo, and we like to call that moment the smash. Big Roo, it's time to smash him.
Big Roo, it's a smash. I really don't understand why people are so shocked. I mean, it's been happening years upon years upon years upon years. And I don't know why people are still shocked. Just because it goes from person to person, that does not mean it's not going to happen again. Some people, it slides right through. But most people, well, not most people, the bigger ones it hits. I mean, square on the forehead. Because, you know what, when it's all said and done, they just can't get away from it. It is called stupidity. When a child actor gets older, when they get around 16 to 22, somehow they have to share their image. They got to rip their skin off like they're a snake. And they got to do the dumbest stuff ever. The shocker of Miley Cyrus should not be a shock, because there have been so many stars before her do the same thing. They be good child stars. They make a little bit of money. Next thing you know, they got some issues. They can't keep themselves together. It's the worst. And they just have all these meltdowns and all this craziness. And then we get shocked because Miley Cyrus comes on the stage basically half naked with a bunch of drunken bears and putting a foam finger between her crotch. Look, people, we see this all the time. Britney Spears did it. I don't think I need to go down a list of Disney stars that did something crazy. Other than Justin. Justin didn't really do anything. But he was with NSYNC, so he didn't need to. They just blew up and went diamond all over the place, so he didn't need to do that. So it's just one of those things where it's just every year or every 2 years, you gotta expect some things to happen. Miley Cyrus went a little crazy. It is what it is. Sinead O'Connor writing open letters to her. I mean, really? You have a Twitter fight. Yep, a Twitter fight. Years ago, I used to call those people text message gangsters. I can call them Twitter gangsters. But to me, all these people have all this money, and you can't mysteriously get the phone number of somebody where you can pick up the phone call. You know where their publicist is. Hey, I'd like to say something to Miley Cyrus. Hey, girl, why don't you stop doing all that dumb crap? No, I'll just put something on Twitter in an open letter saying that she's disgracing everybody. And then when Miley comes back with some snappy comment that's fairly rude, everybody's, I can't believe she did that. Really? She's a Twitter gangster. Just like Sinead O'Connor is an internet gangster. I write an open letter to Miley Cyrus. Really? An open letter? The hell is an open letter? Open letter is something you want everybody to see. It's not really a letter. It's just in a letter format, but everybody can read. And more often than not, you want to shine some attention on yourself. Because you need to get yourself back out there. Because let's just be honest, this generation has no idea who Sinead O'Connor is. She is, for those of you who don't know, she's that woman who had a song that was really good. She went on Saturday Night Live with a shaved head and decided to rip a picture of the Pope on Saturday Night Live. Oh yeah, you didn't know about it? Probably because if you were under the age of probably like 25, you're probably too small or not even born yet, because it was at Saturday Night Live. And let's just be honest, if your parents were parents, you weren't up. You were probably asleep, probably with a pacifier or playing with a little or a little bear or something. So let's just be real. So basically, Sinead O'Connor comes up. I don't like you, Miley Cyrus. You did great, everybody. Really? Since when were you any relevant in the last 20 years? Oh, that's right, you weren't. I don't know which is worse. I don't know if it's worse these child stars just go crazy and just start doing all this crazy stuff, or these old ass adults who try to ride the coattails. Really? Who cares about Sinead O'Connor? I'm just gonna be honest with you. Yeah, she's got some, unfortunately, she has some mental defect or whatever. But you know what? I could care less about Sinead O'Connor. Sinead O'Connor does not change the price of tea in China, and Sinead O'Connor does not make me make more money. So, as far as I'm concerned, you go ahead, stay quiet with your little open letters. And if you choose to make an open letter, how about you just pick up a phone, call a publicist, and they can connect you together so you can say what you want to say personally and get it over with. You know what? The time is clicking. I saw Chris Brown on the cover of Jet. Couldn't believe it. The dude's on the cover of Jet. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but hey, he ain't doing nothing stupid right now in the public, as far as I can see. So I'm cool with that. And of course, we all know what he went through the last couple of years. But look, people, don't be surprised when some little child actor decides they need to get all naked or make a sex tape or start doing drugs or start shooting up places or whatever to get some attention. You know what? They're just upset because their childhood was taken away by greedy parents. You know what? It is what it is. Feel sorry for them, but let's just be honest. They're also adults. They know what's right and wrong, what's good or bad. And just because they're a little bit, off their rocker, that does not mean we need to excuse everything they do. And you need to make sure your children know that, hey, that may be Miley Cyrus dash up there with half clothes on. Don't think you ever going to do that, because that's not how we roll in this household. Big Rube, smash, I'm out.
That's Big Rube, and that's the smash. We appreciate it. Big Rube, it's good to have you. We won't have you next week, but we'll make sure that we have a good show in your honor. And we'll see you back in 2 weeks. I want to kind of go through and get my thank yous in. I want to thank everybody that's listened to us. We got a hit from Anonymous that hit us up. We got a hit from Michelle. We got Priscilla Pender that's hitting us up. We got Sid. We got Kaz. We got SY's mom is listening to us. We got Joy listening to us. And so we appreciate all the love. DJ Renee Melendez called us up. If I missed you, my bad, my apologies. But charge it to my head and not my heart. It's time for me to kind of go through the schedule one more time of Legacy Internet Radio. Of course, the live show, Ain't No Half Step and Marcus J, is every single Monday night from 7 to 9:30. And ironically, we might actually finish on time for a change tonight. We replay this show on Friday nights at 7, which is preceded by a Marley mix. We play Bob Marley and the Family music from around 6 or so up until 7. Tuesday, you heard Steven Sykes tell us about his show in Live and Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 9. The Green Room with Jay Grizzy and Lissa P is on Wednesdays. This Wednesday, they've got the former ringleader of the Universal Circus that's going to be on the show with them live Wednesday from 7 to 9. Thursday, you've got the music-only show, Did They Just Play That?, hosted by yours truly. And then on Saturdays, we replay Did They Just Play That? Up into the 7 p.m. Show of Deep House Sessions with DJ Renee Melendez, House Music, Jersey City's own. So we're definitely glad and happy that we got 6 days of programming, and we're glad that we are able to produce it for you, the fans of Legacy Internet Radio. It's time for me to kind of go through and get through my rant and my closing, and so I appreciate you guys bearing with me and allowing me an opportunity to indulge myself. And I guess the thing that I like to talk about right now is passion. You gotta love the passion that comes along with being a sports fan. And I know that we used to be a sports show. We started off as a sports show. We kind of changed the style of the show, and so now we're not a sports show. But it's still on my heart. It is the pulse of the life, and without that passion, why even bother? Why continue to do anything without having that passion? Being a sports fan, of course, is no different. Now, there's two sides of it. There's two sides of passion. There's the yin, there's the yang, there's the black, the white, the left, the right, the love, the hate. You love your favorite sports team. Love them. You ride with them. Live through the long winning streaks with pride and smiles. You suffer through the losing with anger and attitude, and in some cases, tears. Along with that passion comes the pride of repping your squad. And I'm a proud New York Yankees fan, 27-time World Series champion. No team has won more championships than the New York Yankees. I'm proud of that. I became a fan when they stunk in the early 80s when Steve Balboni was back in cleanup. We finished the season terribly this year, and sadly, October baseball is going on without us. But it's cool. I still love my team. I'll ride with them until the wheels fall off. Now, in spite of what's going on the gridiron right now, I am still a proud fan of the New York Football Giants, a team that has labored at the bottom of the NFC East when I discovered them in the early 80s as well. And of course, I proudly rep their 8 NFL titles and 4 Super Bowls. And yes, I count the pre-Super Bowl titles, not counting them as like not acknowledging football before the late 60s. And that's kind of dumb to me. No Jim Thorpe, right? No Jim Brown, right? No titles. That's just dumb to me. And regardless of our pitiful 0-5 start this year, I'm still holding it down for Big Blue. And then, of course, lastly, it's my Knicks. Oh, Lord, my Knicks. My Knicks elicit the most passion for me because they the only team that I rep that I ain't never seen win the championship. Never. I ain't never seen them. Mom and Pop J always remind me of the party they had in May of 1973, 13 months before I was born. That, of course, was the last time the Knicks won the chip. And training camp started just last Monday, and I can't wait to see Melo and Meta and the boys suit up in pursuit of the elusive third championship ring. And I often have this conversation with folks, particularly with Mrs. J. She doesn't really get the passion that comes along with being a sports fan, and a lot of people don't, and that's cool for them. You know, one day during a particularly stinging playoff defeat to the Knicks, I had my jersey on, and I threw that sucker on the floor, and I refused to touch it. I left it on the floor, in the middle of the floor. I wouldn't let her touch it. And she asked me, what's the big deal? It's only a game. And I responded somewhat irrationally. Graduations, weddings, babies being born, the Knicks winning the title, it's all of equal importance to me. And I know that's a little bit crazy, a little irrational, of course, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Fanaticism, y'all. I love my sports. I love my teams as much as I hate our rivals. The Red Sox, in spite of their current playoff run, they kind of like the little brothers whose ass you beat all the time. Every once in a while, he may smack you in the mouth, get in a good lick. But at the end of the day, you're the Yankees. you're more handsome, you're a better athlete, you're more popular than your little brother. And I hate the Dallas Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys so much. Mama J grew up thinking that Dallas was a curse word. And to this day, she refuses to even say it. They had came to the Giants able, and our greatest competition, and as opposite as twins. I respect what they do as much as you can respect a hated enemy. They had a great day yesterday. Anybody hating on their quarterback after that performance he just put on, it's just talking smack, sounding dumb, plain and simple. And, of course, there's the Heat, the Pacers, the Sixers, the Celtics, the Bulls. The Knicks got a bunch of rivals. Unfortunately, due to our own futility, we ain't put up much of a fight against none of them. But I love my sports. I love the emotion. I love the passion. I'm a fan, which is short, of course, for a fanatic, which in my opinion is one of the only places where blind loyalty and irrational thought and behavior is not only accepted, but it's encouraged. Just ask any person who written Packers across their bare chest in Lambeau Field in December, or any nut that has run across any field during a game, knowing jail or a tackle is imminent. And while we love our teams with complete and total passion and irrationality, we must be mindful of the opposite side of that, the hate. It's with great respect that I rail on the Red Sox and the Cowboys and, of course, any of the Knicks rivals. I've heard stories of fights breaking out, and I've even heard of the death of fans at the hands of rivals. That's just going too far, y'all. It's all in good fun. We verbally spar, we talk the trash, but anyone who actually hates a rival or another fan base because of who they root for just took it a little bit too far. I think they done lost their damn mind. That's the Murr. Marcus's unrelated rant. It ain't got nothing to do with what we in here talking about tonight. It's the end of the show, y'all. I want to remind y'all that independence is key to building your legacy. I also want to say peace to all the stars and all of the squares. In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Those are the words of Bob Marley, who you hear singing in the background. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. We'll be back here live next week. Peace.